Synergie has created a number of camouflage products to hide various colour imperfections on the skin. Now, the mineral makeup is designed to cover most of the imperfections. However, for those of us who need a little bit of extra help, the camouflage concealers do the trick. Now, the other thing about the camouflage range is none of them contain questionable ingredients. None of them contain artificial colours. These are all natural mineral-based colours, and everything in these products is either plant-based or mineral-based. So firstly, we have our Eye Bright, which is the apricot. Now, under our eyes, the skin has a lot of blood vessels, and it can appear dark blue from the venous blood pooling around our eyes. So in order to combat the blue, we need an apricot colour, and this is where Eye Bright comes in. The trick with Eye Bright, or with all the camouflages, is to use the proper brush, the camouflage brush, and dab it around the eyes rather than stroking it, and then using our fourth finger to pat it into place rather than rubbing it off. Now, remember, with the Eye Bright, go into the bridge of the nose as well as under the eyes, and you only need a small amount, less is best. So that's the Eye Bright. The next product we have is the General Concealer. We have a light, medium and a medium dark concealer. And this is just based on a skin tone, okay? So the light medium is obviously for the lighter skin tones, and the darker for the deeper skin tones. It's very forgiving because you can actually mix the product in with your loose minerals or your whip to perfectly customize the tone to suit your face. And it customizes pretty well anyway without even mixing it with the loose minerals. Again, we have a lovely formula which is anti-inflammatory. We have our sea buckthorn added to it, and also the pure olive squalene and beautiful shea butter and the natural colours. The concealer is fantastic for covering small flaws and imperfections such as the odd blemish mark or a little bit of light pigmentation. Also great mixed with the loose minerals for even more coverage. The next product we have to cover is a very common condition with a lot of people, and that is redness. And obviously red and green are opposite on the colour wheel, so this product is a very pale green colour. Now, the important thing about camouflaging with the colours, which is your redness correct, which is green, and the pigment correct, which is purple, is you do it under your makeup. You don't actually do it on top of your makeup. So you get a nice light ashy tone. Again, less is best. For small areas, you use your small foundation brush, or your small concealer brush, I should say, and there's a larger concealer brush for large areas, because some people, if they have rosacea, it covers a very large area of their face. So prime your brush with the product, excess off on the back of the hand, and then literally brush it on your face until you get a sort of a green ashy look. You don't want your skin to be green, you want it to be a pale green ashy look. Then you put your makeup over the top and you'll have perfectly neutralized redness. Pigment correct, as the name implies, is for hyperpigmentation. Now, interestingly, pigment is yellow based. All skin hyperpigmentation on the surface is usually sun damage and yellow based, and we can really well cover that in large areas with the pigment correct, and yellow and purple are opposite on the colour wheel. So this is a pale mauve colour. Now, you will get good coverage with the concealer, but if you've got a melasma condition, this is great for that. Again, a little bit on the brush, excess on the back of the hand, and apply it in a crosshatch method lightly over the face so you get a light mauvey tinge to the skin. You don't want it to be too thick, and then you apply your loose minerals or your whip over the top and you get a lovely neutralization of pigmentation. And we also have the bruise control, which is yellow based because most bruises are obviously purple or blue, so that will neutralize that. Generally used for our medical practices where we have doctors injecting, and occasionally if there is a bruise, their clients can have that camouflage with the bruise correct. So you probably won't be using this at home. I doubt whether people have got chronic bruises, but the other camouflage products are fantastic for general camouflage areas, pigmentation, rosacea, general redness, general acne blemishes, and under eye concealing.